guys, welcome back to the channel, and today got another install for you, and that is the Banks dual map sensor relocation kit. So a little more about the map sensors and why you would want to buy this kit. So if you have a Duramax, then you got what's called map sensors that's located on your intake tube, and if you have a 2023 or newer Duramax, you got two map sensors and not just one. So one of the map sensors is for reading pressure, and then the other map sensor reads the temperature. Basically, that information relays back to your ECM. That tells the ECM, you know, exactly what the air-fuel ratio needs to be, how much fuel to give your truck, and the reason why it's important to keep these things clean and why you would want this kit is all that affects your fuel mileage and even your engine power. If these things get built up and they can't read right, then when it goes to send that information to the ECM, that could really mess up your air-fuel ratio, and then in return hurt your fuel mileage and your power of your truck. So that's kind of where this kit comes in handy. This kit is the actual relocation kit from Banks, and I just want to say that I'm not sponsored by Banks or anything like that. I just bought this with my own money, and we'll leave the link down below for this kit. But this kit, basically what it does is you have your map sensors that is down inside your intake tube, and I'll kind of show a diagram on the screen here. So basically your map sensors are inside your intake tube, and what this kit does is it brings them out of the intake tube, so basically out of the direct airflow. And I'll show you another diagram here of how it kind of lifts those up out of there, and basically it just moves them to a better location so they don't get as dirty as fast. Now, I've seen a lot of posts and things on the internet that, you know, these don't work or you don't really need these, but I think a lot of people get confused that these completely eliminate the need to clean these, and it doesn't. It just eliminates the need to clean them so often. From some of the research that I've done, really you should be cleaning them probably every oil change, but I have it in mine, I'll be honest, and I got 39,000 miles on it, and I'm kind of curious to see, you know, exactly how caked up these things are, because I have noticed a difference in my fuel economy since I bought the truck new. So I'm kind of thinking that the map sensors is probably got something to do with it. We'll take them off later in the video. I'll show you how to clean them, show you how to install the kit. But if you already purchased your kit, we'll go ahead and get to the install. If you haven't purchased your kit, maybe watch the video, watch when I take my sensors out, see how dirty they are, and see if it's something that you may want to purchase for your truck. But with all that being said, guys, I'll go ahead and show you what comes in the kit, and then I'll show you what tools you'll need and what steps to take to get the kit installed. All right, guys, so when you get your kit, this is what you're going to get if you get the dual map sensor relocation kit. Like I said, for the 23 models and up, you do have two and not just one. If you do purchase the single one, then you'll just receive this one, and it goes right on the top of the intake. But the dual has one on top and then one, they call it the bottom, but it's kind of like the side. But you'll get your T20 Torx bit here, 4 bolts, and you get your two billet aluminum mat sensors. Kind of has like Banks engraved on the top of it, which I think looks pretty cool. But that's what you'll get in the kit. And now I'll show you what tool you'll need to get these installed. All right, guys, so only thing you're going to need to install this, if you can find it, is a 10mm ratchet and socket. I did use a smaller ratchet because you got to unhook the battery terminal, and it's kind of hard to get to, so this smaller one works a little better. And also, if you want to grab you a just a small one-way screwdriver, it probably wouldn't hurt to help get your clips off, but you should be able to get them off with your fingers by just sliding them back. But if you want to grab one of those, you can. Should be all you need to get these took off. And we'll go ahead and start with our first step, be disconnecting the batteries. You do have two batteries in the Duramax. You got one here, and then you got one over here on the passenger side. So we'll go ahead and start with disconnecting those to prevent any kind of thing happening to your map sensors or anything. But they are located right here on your passenger side, and so this is the top map sensor, and this is the bottom map sensor. So it's right here's your air filter. So straight back, top, bottom. But first we'll go ahead and disconnect the batteries. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the first battery. Loosen up the negative here. Then we'll go over to the passenger side and get the other battery. All right, guys, here on the passenger side, and you see the battery cable is back in here, so that's why I used this smaller ratchet. All right, guys, so go ahead and take our map sensors out, and your top one here, you're gonna have this little gray pin, and what you wanna do is you can pull it back with your finger. It goes back about 1/8 of an inch. Take your screwdriver here one way and just pull it, push it all the way back. There we go, and it should slide all the way out. All right, guys, once you get that little pin pushed out, try to give you a better view here. There's a little clip right here. Basically, you just push down on that and should come right off. Now we'll go ahead and unplug the bottom, and the bottom has a little red pin here. All right, got that one off. Go ahead, get our 10mm and take out the top one. Definitely kind of curious to see how dirty these things are. To get this out, you just wiggle it around a little bit. Just wiggle it here and it should come out, and man, check that thing out. That thing is caked up. I don't even know the focus here. I don't even know how it was reading. And I'm sure the bottom is just as bad. Since I haven't been cleaning these, I'm gonna go ahead and clean them now, but I actually might buy some new map sensors, because you can buy them for like 40 bucks a piece and get a brand new set. But I'm gonna clean these for right now, just for the video, and I am going to go ahead and take the bottom one off. And I'm sure the bottom one is probably just as bad. And like I said, this truck's got 39,000 miles on it. So if you're having problems with fuel economy or power or anything like that, then I'm most definitely going to say this could have something to do with it. Bottom one here, a little more difficult to get out because of the wires, but there's the bottom. Man, it's cake plumb up too. So we will go ahead and get those cleaned, and I'll show you the proper cleaner to use, and we'll get them put back in with the new spacer. All right, guys, so just laid them out on some cardboard here, and this is the type of cleaner that you want to use. This is a smaller can, but they do make big cans of it. This is just all I could find at Walmart. And you won't find map sensor cleaner. You only find mass airflow sensor cleaner. So this here's a good brand, the CRC. Also, very important, do not use brake cleaner or anything like that on these, because it will mess them up. So make sure that you use the mass airflow cleaner. I'm sure there's some other brands out there as well. Also, I seen where you could take a toothbrush to them if need be. So we might spray them here and then get us a toothbrush and lightly go over them. So I'm gonna give those just a second to set, and then I'm gonna get a small toothbrush and go over these a little bit. All right, guys, so I let those set for about a minute or so, but I found this, and it's just a little soft brush. This came with something my wife bought. She'd probably kill me for doing this, but just take and brush those off. You see it just, you don't have to put a lot of pressure on it or anything. It comes right off. And then you can already see how much cleaner it is. We'll go ahead and spray it some more. Alright guys, so we got that one pretty well cleaned up. See, so we'll go ahead and get our bottom sensor cleaned up. And you do want to give that time to dry out, and make sure that you kind of stand it upright. That way anything that got up inside of it will drain out. Get our other one here. Go ahead and so we will go ahead and open our box up here and install our new spacers. And I was actually surprised that this little can is only 4 ounces, but it cleaned both sensors. But we'll go ahead and put our spacers on, map sensors, and then go ahead and install them. Alright guys, so this will be your top sensor here, and it is, I'll show you the part number on it. So 43629D, and then this one is 43638B. So this one's your bottom one. I'm not sure if they got the B on there because it is for the bottom, but just kind of show you that way you don't get them mixed up. But we'll start with the top one first, and I say grab your top sensor. Don't forget your top sensor has the bigger plug on it. What you want to do is align this bolt hole up with this one, and you just put it straight back in there like that. And it comes with this T20 Torx bit. You're going to put that right in there. Go ahead and tighten it down. It just has to be snugged up. It don't have to be super tight or anything. So that one's ready to go. Now grab your bottom sensor and same thing, slide your bolt hole up, and that will slide right back in there. Again, get one of the provided screws, and they already have Loctite on them and everything, so that's really nice. Alright, got that one ready, and then you'll have 2 more Torx bits that goes back into the intake manifold. Let's grab our sensors and we'll go back over to the intake. Alright guys, so go ahead and install the bottom one first. As far as tightening these guys, I mean, they don't have to be like super torqued down or anything, just pretty snug. And I really like where it relocated the bottom one too, because the stock one was kind of hard to get to with these cables in the way. But we'll go ahead and clip our plug in, and make sure you push your little red tab in, get it locked in. Go over to the top, tighten this one down and snug it up. Like I say, don't have to be super tight or anything. And then let's go ahead and get our plug back in. You probably really didn't have to take that little gray clip all the way out, but kind of get your clip started back in there, and that way when you plug it in you can just push it back in there. Now, overview of how they look. And I really like the look it gives to the intake with these black anodized aluminum. I think it looks really good. And we'll go ahead and plug our battery terminals back up and turn the truck on, make sure everything works good. Alright guys, so hopefully that video helped you get these installed and kind of help you decide if you want to buy some of these spacers for your truck. In my opinion, I think regardless of whether you buy the spacers or you don't, I think that these things need to be took out and cleaned at least every 5,000 miles or so. I heard a lot of people that does it every oil change, which is probably a good thing. As you've seen in the video, mine was super caked up, and that probably was affecting my gas mileage and things like that. So, but if you have any questions or anything about the video or about these sensors, you can leave those down in the comments, and I always try to get back to everybody. Kind of let me know in the comments too if you plan on purchasing this for your vehicle and what your thoughts are on it. Another thing too, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and what I'll do is we'll run this for another 20,000 miles or so, and then we'll take them back out and kind of judge and see, you know, if these spacers are worth it or not. So, but I really appreciate you guys watching, taking the time out to support the channel, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.